Hansel and Gretel. Once upon a time, there were two siblings named Hansel and Gretel. They lived with their father and stepmother in a small house near the woods. The family was poor, and they didn't have much to eat. One day, Hansel and Gretel's stepmother came up with a plan to get rid of them because there wasn't enough food for everyone. She convinced their father to take them deep into the woods and leave them there, hoping they would never find their way back. Hansel overheard their plan and came up with an idea. He collected small pebbles and dropped them along the path as they walked into the woods so they could find their way back home. The next day, their father led them into the woods, but Hansel's plan worked, and they followed the pebbles back home. The stepmother was angry that her plan had failed, so she convinced their father to try again the next day. This time, Hansel couldn't collect pebbles, so he left a trail of breadcrumbs instead. But the breadcrumbs were eaten by birds, and Hansel and Gretel were soon lost in the woods. Hungry and scared, they came across a house made of gingerbread, candy, and sweets. They started eating pieces of the house. To their surprise, an old woman, who turned out to be a wicked witch, came out. She invited them inside, but had evil intentions. The witch locked Hansel in a cage and forced Gretel to do chores. She wanted to fatten Hansel up and eat him, but Gretel was clever. She tricked the witch by pretending not to understand how to check the oven's temperature. When the witch showed her, Gretel pushed the witch into the oven and rescued Hansel. With the witch defeated, Hansel and Gretel found their way back to their father's house with the witch's treasure. Their stepmother had disappeared, and their father was overjoyed to see them again. They lived happily ever after, now with enough to eat and no more wicked stepmother to trouble them. Thank you for listening to this story.